alive. So I don't even know why I'm talking like this. Somebody here, ain't nobody here. But I just felt like that people's infatuation with celebrity is reared its ugly head again. Well, not even necessarily again. It's a constant where we are looking for answers from all the wrong places. Even with politicians, because they're basically celebrities as well. We're giving them the same kind of space to tell us a bunch of nothing. The wild part is like politicians have obviously they have a larger position within society and more make a lot more material things happen than a celebrity, but nevertheless, because of what celebrity is and how it's seen in society, people can get acceptance from people who aren't in your class anymore. Like, a celebrity is not just like a politician, but again, their importance as far as material importance is different, but the influence on people kind of isn't. So a celebrity, because this is supposed to be about celebrities, is not somebody that shouldn't take as anything more than a celebrity. Now, if you want to look at where we are now in comparison to where we were with celebrity, the gap between a celebrity, somebody who is a celebrity, and someone who is not, is way wider because of the money that's infused into celebrity. The businesses, the lobbyists, whatever, that the record labels, the entertainment industry, all of that have done their damnedest to make sure that celebrity is just that. It's not something that transcends that. Like, say, again, back in the day, and this is not even to be reactionary, but like to speak on like the Roberto Clementes of the time, the excuse me, like what Jackie Robinson was doing, Paul Robeson, to just I'm sorry, not lost my train of thought. I almost thought I had to spit. Nevertheless, like when you look at these celebrities, when you look at these people that were doing those things in those times, the gap between them and not being a celebrity wasn't that wide because there wasn't that much money to be made then. And that's not to say that if those people got the money, would they have been different? Who knows? I'm not about to be anachronistic about that. But what I will say is that you can see, as of now, we are in a society that still treats celebrities like those from the past. We still allow ourselves to believe that just because these people make shoes and perfumes and alcohols and all these other things, that therefore the community, that therefore the people, because who is their community at that point? Like, who are they talking to, right? Are they talking to you as a person or are they talking to you as a customer, right? What is the messaging about? Like, yes, the thing that celebrities can do now that they were doing then, but they weren't doing because they wanted to then, but now is play on identity politics. Identity politics are it's not something that you do, so to speak. It's something that you already have within this system because this system is all a bunch of politics. Identity politics is just how one uh, can understand their oppression. Like, for instance, you can be a woman, you can be a black woman, you can be a black woman that is also a music that's in the hip hop industry. So you're a black woman in the hip hop industry. You know that you're gonna meet misogyny and patriarchy because you're a woman. You're also gonna meet misogyny and patriarchy because you're a woman in the hip hop industry. You're really gonna meet patriarchy and misogyny because you're a black woman in the hip hop industry. So that identity politics Politics is you being able to identify and understand the oppression that you are dealing with within the system, that you can rationalize like your existence to yourself, obviously, but like others if they try to question shit. Not that you should have to, but you know what I mean. And a lot of famous people take identity politics and they flip it on its ear and they turn it into representation politics. That's what, people in positions of power or positions of influence, which would be people in positions of power would be politicians, positions of influence, and a little bit of power is celebrities. So you can take your identity politics and turn it into representation politics. What representation politics is the of those intersections that one deals with and use those to exploit the identity politics so that way you can do whatever you want from the position that you are seen to have within society in a way that if anybody ever questions anything that you do as antithetical to the oppression that you deal with, you'll have people who operate just like, well, who think that they operate just like you, defend you. You'll have them come out and try to make sure that your name is never sullied because you share the same identity politics that they do, but you're using representation politics. So it's the difference between understanding what playing a victim is and identity politics. I mean, in representation politics. I personally don't believe in playing a victim because to me, a victim is something that happened to you more than it is that's who you are. Like it's something somebody was a predator. They are uh, bringing violence upon you. They are trying to hurt you, but you don't look to be a victim. It just happens to you. It's a verb to me, like it's something that happens. So like I don't believe that people play victim more so than that they are just being manipulative, and that manipulation is representation politics. So I think like what we get lost with what we get lost with celebrity is that celebrities are not the heroes that people think that they are, and not the heroes that people want them to be, because they're just getting money. Like they aren't there to save you. Like they can make a couple cool bops that might be feel as though they are speaking to you in a way that is going to, I guess, drive however you feel about the ideas of resistance against whatever you're trying to resist. But realistically, they're just getting money. Like they aren't they aren't operating from a space and a place that is useful for anybody to attach themselves to in a way that is counter the culture of capitalism or that is revolutionary, so to speak. Like performing at a Super Bowl is not revolutionary. Winning a Grammy about a song that you made about dissing a dude that you don't like, it's not revolutionary. It's it's just you doing your job as a entertainer. You're entertaining. So this where the hell I've been looking at I think I'm looking at the camera. But this idea that one must attach themselves to celebrity and look to celebrities for some kind of grounding when they feel down is kind of off. Now, obviously, the art can inspire, the songs can inspire, the movies can inspire, the shows can inspire. But then you also have to deconstruct why these things are being released, right? Now, independent film, somebody's mixtape, is way different than a big budget film or an album that comes from a major label. The framing is different in that these people work for people. So who is allowing them to put this stuff out, right? You have to also take that into account. There's a big difference between Kendrick Lamar performing at the Super Bowl and the man that was performing, the man that was one of the backup dancers or whatever at the Super Bowl being arrested for waving a Palestinian and Sudanese flag. Those two people are not the same, right? So this idea that celebrity or that these people are a part of the resistance is disingenuous. Now, can the people outside of their art be different? Sure. Sure they can. No one's saying anybody is irredeemable because they're doing a job. Excuse me, as far as like singing a song or rapping a song or making a movie or making a TV show or a cartoon or whatever have you. But what I am saying is looking at these people like they're a savior or like they're speaking to you in a way that means that they're trying to signal some form of resistance makes absolutely no sense, because they're trying to get money. Now, again, can these people be different outside of their art? Obviously, if you know any of these celebrities, anybody that's a celebrity personally, then yeah, for sure they can be different outside of their art, right? But you also got to think about who's paying them to do the things. Like, you're not getting, basically, the idea that you're getting a one-up on your label because you're making whatever kind of song or you're creating whatever kind of film got okayed. If it wasn't done before, I would argue like, yeah, maybe. But it's been done. Like, there's been so many films. There's been so many songs. This Chuck D and Public Enemy. I didn't see Flavor Flav at the White House, but when Biden was president, when he was the face of empire, damn, I forgot that piece of crap dude's name that was in Biden's cabinet. Nevertheless, homie that was in Biden's cabinet, he gave praise to Chuck D for being a part of this like mission to like spread music overseas. It's like him, Jelly Roll, and a couple of other people. So Chuck D, the same Fight the Power man, went from that to working with the same government. So you see what I'm saying? Like, this idea that there is a closer connection from a rapper or a singer or a painter who's like made it really big or a movie director to you is disingenuous. Like, no, like, Again, the thing that created that large gap in between you, that schism, that contradiction, is money. The money made it different. The money made it. The money is why, again, Kendrick Lamar performed, and this isn't to just put it on him, but it's just a great example. Him performing at the Super Bowl. There was a dude who was waving a Palestinian and Sudanese flag. He got arrested and got banned from all NFL events. Has Kendrick Lamar said anything about dude? No, because Kendrick Lamar got to get money. And one could be like, well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Kendrick is opening a center or something like that in Cali, like for kids or whatnot. But these acts of altruism are, I won't say that they're tax write-offs because I don't know his heart. But what I will say is that these are just things that happen when you have money. Like, everybody does those. So those aren't necessarily revolutionary. It's a cool stopgap. Like, it's dope that, anybody can have like an org or like center for kids or this and the third. Like, that's not a bad thing in the slightest, right? As far as optically speaking, and then just materially, like, excuse me, if anybody is gaining something from it. But at the same time, this idea, again, this, in the grand scheme, this is not quote unquote revolutionary like how people want it to be. And people gave LeBron a lot of love because he was part of that charter school, right, in Cleveland. But do you know how toxic charter schools are to the public education system? Also, as far as that school itself ain't doing the greatest. And this ain't a knock on LeBron, so to speak. But, like, a charter school is the best of both worlds for reactionary, conservative, right-wing, racist, bigoted people. Because they take public money. They are still technically a part of the state, but they can do a little bit of private stuff. But they take public money, like public school. So they slowly but surely, for the sake of creating a crystal fascist state. And I'd say ethno state as far as like just everybody being Christian, because that's just what they want. But, like, this idea, again, that celebrity itself is going to save anybody is disingenuous. Can they have a cool song that sparks your interest, that gets you into stuff? Sure. But be mindful that it's entertainment, right? Again, Chuck D went from fight the power to working with the government. Like, so what are we really doing, right? People, obviously Beyonce, her and Jay-Z in the thumbnail. Beyonce on her Americana shit, on her Americana steeds, like, that's not about reclaiming country music more so than it is about letting your black ass know that we just all American. Like, just be American. Let go of all the other identities. Relieve yourself of these identities. You are American. Red, white, and blue. Do that. Always do that. Like, everybody wants to fight. Oh, she's, bringing light to country music. like black folk doing country music. Yeah, she did for sure. I mean, obviously, her doing it, she's a big enough star that is gonna put light on other people that are doing it. But look at the imagery, the Buffalo Soldier T-shirts. Like there is a reason for that. Yes, she has a team. She also has a label. So there's also people that say yes or no. Does she have the ultimate final say? I don't know. But I would imagine that people who have more money than her do. So the argument of like, oh yeah, uh, I think the Grammys or one of them are trying to change a category in how people look at country music as basically stop her from being able to get a country music award again or whatever have you. And people are like, rightfully so, like what the fuck? Like what are you like? Why are you being racist right now? It's like because they always are racist. You think why? It's never not racist. It's always the system is racist. So of course they're going to be racist. Now, what you could do with that anger for Beyonce, rather than buy her stuff, is don't buy her stuff. Find way like you can like organize. Like I'm sorry, I just went on a tangent for real quick, but yeah, like the idea again. I'm gonna look up who because I forgot who Chuck D. Who was the dude that announced Chuck D at the goddamn White House? But yeah, like this idea that celebrity is like it was is disingenuous. It's not real. They are well past. They are well past what it once was because of money. Money has changed that so much. So, famous people, celebrities, can do, the art that they want to do as long as it's okayed by their label. But you have to question why they're doing it. Like, you have to question why Kendrick Lamar was showing red, white, and blue, right? If people want to argue that Kendrick Lamar is so pro-black, why didn't you show red, black, and green? Like, oh, well, it's the Super Bowl. They got to okay it. Okay, if they got to okay it and you don't know Kendrick. So, like, again, you're proving the point that it's money. Like, he's working. He's at work. These people are at work. If your activism can only go but so far, then it's not really activism. It is a performance, and they're performing. So this whole thing of celebrity that happens with actual people that are celebrities and with politicians causes people to become reactionaries. Will become reactive initially, and then become reactionaries after these people have passed, and you want that old thing back on how people act and how they move. But you have to look at things honestly. Like, when people talk about hip hop, like, oh man, it was so conscious before, and like the Sexy Reds and all these other people didn't exist. Like, yes, they did. Everybody existed. The business part of hip hop wasn't there yet because the industry didn't think that it was profitable. And then when they saw that it was profitable, then they went with what worked. But that still doesn't mean that, like, quote unquote conscious rap, backpack rap wasn't out there. It definitely was. So even this idea of like, oh yeah, the Chuck D's and the whatever and the Tribe Called Quest and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, but there's NWAs, there's all these other people. Like, fam, let that go. Like, that self-righteous nonsense, let that go. We didn't lose hip hop didn't lose its way in that way. Hip hop lost its way in the way of it being co-opted by the industry in a way to siphon the culture for money. And so people can still present certain things, again, like the Beyoncés, the Kendricks, and the other artists that connect to the things that we remember because they're from those things. They're well removed at this point, but they're from those things so they can connect. But they also got money now. Like, they also are doing things that people before couldn't do. So this whole, damn it, I don't remember. I got it. I got the short with the dude that. Oh, I think it was Anthony Blinken. That's who it was. Anthony Blinken was the one that that welcomed Chuck D in the White House. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not bugging. Yep, Anthony Blinken. It was Anthony Blinken. Secretary Anthony Blinken hosts the launch of the U.S. Department. Yeah, yeah. Anthony Blinken. Anthony Blinken hosts the launch of the U.S. Department of State YouTube Global Music Partnership. And so that you know that I ain't bugging, hold on. Here it is right here. I ain't gonna show the whole thing because it's too long. And there go Chuck D.
Good afternoon, everyone.
So, we're seriously increasing the cool factor here at the State Department, Sam.
Look, first of all, great to see everyone here today. Let me just start with this.
We've been doing a lot on music diplomacy, and you're going to hear more about it
in just a few minutes. But the main reason we've been doing it so well,
doing it so effectively,
is Lee Satterfield, our Assistant Secretary of State.
This is like Inception right now, YouTube into YouTube.
We've got a few VIPs with us today, but Lee is really leading the way. The mastermind behind so much of our innovative diplomacy, enlisting Olympians, enlisting Oscar winners, enlisting Grammy awardees to serve as cultural ambassadors for the United States. To all of you here, welcome. I especially want to thank our U.S. Global Music Ambassadors here with us today. Chuck D. Yay. Grace Bowers.
I don't care that past that, but yeah, you see what I'm saying? And that kind of program has been around for a while. Like this is not something new. They've been doing that for a long time. It's like Cold War era bullshit. Using quote unquote American entertainment to push the American exceptionalism into, it's like it's a soft power thing. But again, this is why you can't trust entertainers, bro. They are not your saviors. They are not here for you like you think they are. Can you consume their content? Sure, if you want to do that. But I need you to be very skeptical of what you're listening to and what you're watching and why you're listening to it and why you're watching it. Like, what are they trying to get across to you? Like, I'm not a big fan of, like, sinners, people love it. I ain't gonna get into all that. Imagery, it means a lot, is basically what I'm getting at. Like, I could talk about, like, another battle after another, but whatever the hell it was called, but I ain't even gonna get into all that. Just, like, I just say all that to say, like, stop trusting these people. Like, these celebrities are just at work. They aren't revolutionaries. They aren't activists in that way. They're just actively at work. Like they're doing their jobs. Because anytime you feel that feeling of righteous indignation coming on and you think that that's what they're exuding, I need you to question who pays them. I need you to sit with that thought first. Sit with that thought that, yeah, you know, this song is whatever, this movie is whatever. Whoo, let's go. You know, Black Power, whatever, however you feeling. But I need you to pause for a second and question, how the hell did this get okayed? How am I watching this right now? Why am I watching this right now? Ask these questions, these burning questions, because if not, you will allow yourself to become a sycophant for these people. Peace.